desert, people. About 5 miles from Mexico. Holy smokes.
I ain't slept right since I last got high, and I just earned my 30-day chip. Catches my eye every time I pass by the old house I used to get my fix. It turned me into a maniac, and it turned me inside out. But I can't stay away from the wrong side of town. Third shift job in the factory, I stay mostly to myself. Lately it seems I ain't got ambition for much else. But when the week is done and payday comes, you can try to slow me down, but I keep going back to the wrong side of town. Good luck picking me up, save your prayers, I'll let you down. I can't stay away from the wrong side of town. On the overpass is a lady in rags sitting down by the railroad tracks. She's warning me of the judgment day to come. Still small voice trying to turn me back, but I quickly snuffed it out. It don't belong here on the wrong side of town. Good luck picking me up, save your prayers, I'll let you down. I can't stay away from the wrong side of town.
All right, as you saw, my pack is all loaded up. It's probably about 100 pounds worth of stuff I'm carrying when it's all said and done with my rifle. I added a little bit of ammo and a water bottle and all that. Before I left the house, before I added those last few items, it was 90 pounds. So I'm probably looking at 100 pounds, close to 100 pounds of gear. And a lot of people say, well, that's way too much gear. That's way too heavy. Because I know the backpackers like to count every single ounce. But the problem is I'm in the middle of nowhere where there is no water. This is the Sonoran Desert. And as you can hear, the wind is probably ripping. Hopefully the audio's all right. But there is no water out here. There is no water out here. So I have to pack in all my water. I have 17 liters of water. That's about 4.49 gallons of water. That should last me about 4 days. Maybe a little bit more. I have 4 days worth of food packed on me. My food weighs about 8 pounds. So it's about 2 pounds each day, around 23 to 2100 calories every day. And it should be plenty. I might be able to stretch that out even further if I wanted to. It just depends on how much, I'm going to be walking and all that. But we got about a 1.5 mile hike back in there. It's November 2nd on 2022. We got a Cabeza National Wildlife Refuge tag for a mule deer down here, a desert muley. And as you can see, this is the Sonoran Desert, all right? This is flatlands, and then we've got some pretty big hills as well that we're probably gonna get up on and try and glass from and get a good vantage point. But we're here on the 2nd. The season starts on the 4th. And so we're going to spend these next couple days scouting, see if we can't locate anything. Hopefully I'll get some on video or on photo for you guys so you can check it out. But we're packing back in there. And like I said, I've got a lot of gear. All right, I have my 18x56 UHD Vortex Vipers or Razors. I've got the Athlon giant spotting scope. Their biggest scope, I forget what it's called, but yeah, so I've got a spotting scope, tripod, binoculars, and then I've got my regular 10x42s with my rangefinder. That's going to go on the chest. So It might be a little overkill, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be glassing most of the morning, and then I'm going to take those 10x42s and I'm going to put them on my chest, leave the big stuff at camp, and then I'm going to go walkabout, do a little walkabout, and see if I can't locate some mule deer with those 10x42s by glassing different angles throughout the day. I learned all that stuff. I learned glassing different angles and moving a little bit faster pace from Christian Hunters of America. These guys right here, CHA, Christian Hunters of America. Awesome people. They have seminars. They had a mule deer seminar. They have elk seminars, javelina seminars, fishing seminars, all sorts of stuff. Really awesome nonprofit organization. If you guys want to be a part of that, they help you out on learning about wildlife in Arizona. Really, really cool organization. So check them out. They'll be in the link below. But yeah, everything that I support, people I support, and that support me are in the links below as well. So go check those out. But yeah, we're gonna walk 1.5 miles back there and set up camp, and then we'll see you then. I'll show you the camp setup. Should be pretty sweet. I have my 7mm rim mag here. I've got some in the magazine already, and then we've got these bullets for spare. Hopefully I don't have to use that many. Hopefully it's just one. But I'm pretty confident out to 300 with it. I will shoot 500 if I have to. Absolutely have to, I will. But 500 is gonna be my max. And I've got the Athlon Midas tack on here, 6x42 or 6x24x50. It's a very good scope. It's done very well for me so far. Very clear. It's perfect. And then of course got the Alaskan guide. That's the best thing I got. You can have different size binoculars in there, all sorts of ones. So let's get to it. Okay, so I forgot to mention that I am back here by myself. Okay, it is moderately dangerous being back here by myself. Okay, I would say moderately to a little bit, maybe a little higher than moderate. I'm not sure, but I got 4 days that I'm going to be camped out there. Then I'll come back and I'll resupply at the truck. It's going to be 12 days here by myself. Ladies and gentlemen, we're only like 5 miles as the crow flies, maybe 10 miles. I think it's actually 10 miles as the crow flies from the Mexican border. There is a high number of drug trafficking that comes through this area. And last time I was here, I found some of their trash, their water bottles. I've seen trash coming in. And so, yeah, I've been warned quite a bit about the drug smuggling and the mountain lions. The mountain lions, I guess, attack people down here and are not afraid of people. And so, yeah, it's pretty gnarly. But we'll talk about more of that later. But yeah, I just want to let you know I'm down here by myself. It's a little bit sketchy. I am a little nervous. I've got my pistol and my rifle, so I should be all right. And but it is intimidating. It is sketchy being by yourself, especially when it gets dark. It's not a good feeling. Well, I'm about halfway, and it hurts a little, you know. I haven't hit that wall. I wish I would. I'll probably hit that wall when I get to the spot. Hitting the wall is, you're in a lot of pain. You break down mentally, and then after that, it's just clear sailing from there. There ain't nothing to worry about. Pain goes away, and you just keep on going. Same thing with sleep deprivation. But yeah, I'm about halfway. It's a lot of weight. I really can't cut down on anything when you're by yourself. I guess I could get a lighter sleeping, I'm losing my train of thought. Sleeping bag. I get a lighter sleeping bag, and I don't have it in a compressed bag. I have it just shoved in there. So I don't know what's better. Might have saved some space if I had it in a compressed bag. The other thing that sucked is I had so much stuff in here that my camelback, when I put it in the camelback holder in this pack, it would start leaking. When I put the pack on and would stand up, I'd start getting water leaking out the bottom, which it's doing its job. It's not getting all my other stuff wet because it's in a different compartment in this pack, and it leaks out the bottom, which is really cool. But for some reason, the camelback, I think, got at a certain angle or was just squeezed hard enough, had enough pressure on it that it just started leaking out water. And so yeah, that happened to me a couple of times. I tried to switch it up or change it. I don't think it's the pack's fault. I think I just have too much stuff. And this is the biggest pack that Exo Mountain Gear has. And yeah, I mean, it's a really good pack. It feels really good. It doesn't hurt too bad. It feels very supportive. But I think I just had too much stuff, too much weight on that Camelback. So maybe it's the Camelback. It's a Camelback version or brand is Camelback, and I had it from the military. So I don't know. It's probably just an old Camelback, but yeah, we're about halfway. We're gonna make it up this hill. I'm gonna camp right at the base, right out of the wind. I'm pretty much out of the wind right here, and I'm just by a tree and a cactus. I'm seeing some dark clouds forming over there. I don't like it, but I don't know. That's the one thing I didn't check before I left is the weather. But whatever, we're gonna rough it out. All right, well, we made it. Got camp set up. You're gonna have to look pretty hard to find me or stumble right onto me. But I'm pretty hidden down in this little trench. As long as it doesn't like completely downpour on me, I think I'm gonna be okay. I'll hear a lot of noises tonight, probably a lot of cracking and stuff like that. So I don't know how much sleep I'm gonna get, but I'll show you the inside of the tent here. Okay, this is just a Camp Pal tent. It's a single person tent. It's pretty lightweight. I like it a lot. It retains pretty good heat. And you just flip that over. You got a little space for your boots. I usually put mine inside though. But you can put them outside, and this is it. So I have my water down there. They are the Hydro Packs. I got them at Sportsman's. I got the big 4 liters, and then 2 4 liters, and then 2 3 liters. And then I'll have my 3 liter Camelback as well. And I usually fill this up, my water bottle up, top it off. But yeah, I got my stocking boots there. Forgot who makes them. Sneak Tech. You learned that on the CHA podcast. Really good information there. I just attach those to my boots. Don't know if I'll necessarily need them for a rifle, but just in case, if I want to get within 300 or less, probably put those on. But yeah, so then I have all my food up there, and I brought the Carhartt jacket just in case it gets a little bit chilly, because it's been a little bit cold when I'm walking outside my house. And of course I got my pistol right by my head, so I can grab it right away. And got my clothes and food all up in there. And then I really like this mat right here, this insulated Static V by Climate, I think it is, or Climate, I don't know how to say it, Climate. Really good, really solid. This whole little setup right here for me in the wintertime in Arizona, down in the very southwest, we're by Yuma. Down here it can get very hot, but then in the wintertime it can get very, very cold. So this Climate, whatever it is very nice to have to sleep on. Keeps you off the rocks, and then it also retains some of your heat. But what this tent really does, which is really cool, is I've been in this tent when it's really cold outside, and then I open up this front door and I can just feel the heat coming out of here. So it's so small that it retains a lot of my heat, which is really good, which is what I want. But it doesn't get too hot. I mean, I've slept in this thing in 95 degrees at night, and it wasn't bad at all. I fell asleep right away. So that's the setup, and we're gonna eat some lunch. I'm hungry. It's noon, 12 o'clock. So, but 12 o'clock, we got all set up. It was probably about a three and a half hour drive for us total. I do want to show you guys this. I think this is the jumping cholla right here, that jumping cholla. I found 3 of those in my tent today so far, and they attach to your clothes or whatever, and then they go into your tent, so you got to make sure you clean your stuff off. I'm sure I'll find a few more sleeping tonight. I already took one to the hand because I grabbed my jacket and it just goes straight into your hand. So those suckers hurt too. So you just got to make sure that your stuff is clean, really shake it out and inspect it and before you grab it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Lunchtime. So yeah, just to give you guys a little bit of information, this is only the second year that they've opened this unit up for deer hunting. Last year was the first year in 2021. They only give out 15 tags. And I drew with no bonus points. Number 5, tag number 5, I think. So hey, I've heard from a few people that there's some really good bucks shot in this unit. I did not know the severity of the illegal trafficking that's going on, or the drug smuggling. I didn't know how many people come through this area, and there's a lot. And if I would have known that, how many people were going through this area, I would have definitely only put in if somebody else put in with me, I guess, like in a group. Or I for sure knew somebody was gonna come with me. Because there's a lot of people, a lot of immigrants that die here. Also, I didn't really realize how bad of a mountain lion problem they have here. Evidently, this year in the spring, one of the Fish and Wildlife officers was checking a catchment, water catchment, went in there and was leaving, had 2 mountain lion, a breeding pair, stalking him and charging him multiple times. And he shot over their head multiple times, warning shots, like shooting right over their head. They didn't care. They kept charging him. And so he ended up having to kill one of them because they'd about got him. And the second one backed off just enough for him to get back in his truck. But when he got back in his truck, the second one was circling his truck multiple times, trying to get him inside of his truck. So, between all the drug smugglers and lack of food, I'm sure they're not too picky when it comes to that kind of stuff. Which doesn't really make me feel any better, being out here by myself. I got my security 9, which for a mountain lion, I'm unloading on that sucker. If it gets 20 feet from me, bye-bye kitty cat, you're done. You know, I'll probably use, hopefully I'll have my rifle on me all the time, so I'll probably use that instead. I do have a mountain lion tag. I went ahead and bought a mountain lion tag, so if I see a mountain lion, you're done, kitty cat. You're done. So I came in here one other time before the season, the beginning of October, and from about 2 miles away I spotted a doe in a pond walking to a bed. They disappeared very quickly, but I also cut some buck tracks where I'm at, and so that's a good sign. So I'm in here on the 2nd of November. I'm just going to try and find some kind of deer. Today, it's 12 o'clock. Today I'm probably just going to walk around, do some walking about, see what I can find. I walked in probably about a mile or two to the water hole. There's no water in there. It's completely dry. Saw probably about 3 different black buckets, water jugs that illegal smugglers use, and I saw 1 sock, 1 black long sock or whatever, but I didn't want to videotape any of it because I was very sketched out. I did jump a coyote beforehand though. I did jump a coyote, but I had my pistol out the whole time. I could just hear stuff in the bushes, and I wasn't in the mood to videotape. Let's just say that. I was on edge. I felt like a coos deer trying to get a drink of water, freaking on edge the whole time. So I got up here and glassed some shaded pockets and didn't see much. So I don't really know what to do. I honestly want to pick up and move spots now because there's no water there. I know a spot that has water. At least I think it has water. And I know there's deer there too, but just not a very good situation. I like this spot better because I had hills that I could get up and glass from and have vantage points overlooking what would have been water, but since there's no water there, I mean, I did see deer here. There's a lot of good feed down there. Bunch of like rhubarb plants growing. I don't know. I'm gonna go walk around though at the bottom and see if I can't find any deer sign. Not a lot of deer sign. I found a few tracks here and there. Not much at all. Not even poop, really. No poop at all. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Well, day 2. It is now the 3rd, one more day till opening day. I have not located any deer. A lot of jets flying around. Pretty cool. Had one fly right over my head. Watched it for a while. Not seeing any deer, but seeing plenty of jets. But anyway. Yeah. No deer. Got up on this hill. Last night was pretty good. Dang jets. Oh, he's going straight vertical, turning around, flipping upside down. Oh man, they're doing like some Top Gun stuff over here. Man, he just went straight vertical and now he's going straight down. Holy smokes. Man, they are doing some Top Gun stuff. Let's see if I can get that on camera. Yeah, you can kind of see them. They're having air warfare right there. He's popping flares and everything. Guy's right on him. All right, well, got set up last night in the camp spot pretty close to the road, and it actually started to rain on me around 4 a.m. It was a very good night. I didn't have anything sketchy happen. It was very peaceful, and I slept very, very well. And I did park next to somebody else, but they never came back. I thought they'd be up on one of these hills glassing, but they weren't. It looks like I followed their tracks for a little bit until I branched off to this hill. It looks like their tracks led to the water hole I was at yesterday, where I walked around and was like, there's no sign, there's barely any deer track around here, and there's a bunch of human sign though, illegal sign of their water jugs and all that and socks. So I decided to move spots from there yesterday because it just wasn't a good area. I don't think there was gonna be a whole lot of deer activity. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but there's no water there for sure. But this morning, didn't see any deer, nothing. Zip, saw a bunch of jets doing some Top Gun warfare. Just in front of me, they went up vertical, spun around, went straight down vertical, and popped a whole bunch of flares. And so that's pretty cool to see them do that kind of stuff, that kind of maneuver warfare. But I had one of them go right over the top of me. That was pretty loud. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm contemplating. I'll probably go do a walkabout this morning. I'll probably go down, walk some of these washes up these fingers, and maybe go up to those mountains over there. Again, everywhere I go here, I just see their water bottles, the illegal drug smugglers, their water bottles that they leave, the water jugs. They're the blacked out, just jugs like this, completely blacked out, typically have a blue lid on them. I found 6 of them walking up this morning, 6 of them, and they had rope on the handles to where they put it on their shoulders. So I mean, it's pretty much everywhere I go there is some kind of sign of illegal activity going on, and I don't know. I know that there's some deer in this really thick wash. I've seen their tracks going in and out there, but the problem is there's nowhere to really glass except for where I'm at right now and another spot. And then the other spot is about 3 miles deep to get to, and I don't really want to walk all that way just to have pretty much the same vantage point I have right now. So I don't know, and I don't want to go walk that thick wash until opening day, because that's gonna be my last resort where I just walk and jump shoot them, and because I know they're in there, I just can't glass them up. So I don't know, I'll probably just chill out, maybe stay here one more night and try to locate again in the morning. And if I don't have anything in the morning, then I'm heading straight to that thick wash, and I'm just gonna jump shoot. But I think today we'll walk up. There's a water hole out here in the middle, and I don't know, might try and go see what's at that. So kind of sucks, but we're doing the right thing. We're glassing, taking our time, scanning, trying to locate them. Just can't get on them. All right, we got back to the truck, walked a total of 2.9 miles. And I've just seen so many water jugs, and so many. It puts us at 24. I saw even more on the way back. So we're at a total of 24 water jugs that illegal immigrants use, or I call them drug smugglers, because the guys that are out here doing what they're doing, trying to survive out here, are not wanting to be caught for a reason, okay? They have a pretty good reason as to why they don't want to be caught. So most people who come here just to immigrate are just jumping over the border or going through the border areas and getting caught right away. They want to be caught right away. They don't want to be out there doing this kind of stuff. And I got to give them a lot of respect. It's pretty tough what they're doing. But I've seen now 24 water jugs in the last 2 days. So I've walked a total of 6 miles. And I have seen 24 water jugs. That's a lot. And it's kind of sketchy because I saw foot tracks right here ways back coming in. On this little 2-track road, I seen some footprints, 2 sets, 2 people, and they walked right by my camp. I felt like I heard something last night, but I wasn't getting out of my tent for nothing. Just holding up with my pistol and ready to go. But they walked right by the camp if it was last night, and they I don't know, but I have 6 water jugs up here, right, not even a quarter mile from my truck. There's just 6 water jugs right up there by the base of the hill I glassed off of. The weird thing, everywhere where I saw water jugs, there was deer track. Like literally, everywhere I saw a water jug, there was deer track all over. So, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I don't really feel comfortable staying right here. I have one other spot I can go to. It's like my last spot that I can go. I might go there. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go give Border Patrol the waypoints of where I saw this tree, where it was just, there's one tree, it had 9 jugs of water hanging from it. And I took a picture of it and dropped a waypoint. And so I'm going to go give them those coordinates. And then I'm just going to see what can be done, honestly, and weigh my odds. I kind of want to come back here, not to be, I mean, it wasn't that bad of a night, but I do kind of want to come back here and give it another glassing trip. And but it's opening day tomorrow, so I don't know. It's been a rough one, but we're only like day 2, okay? You go 4 or 5 days without seeing a deer, more maybe. So wind's starting to pick up, seems to pick up throughout the day, and pretty calm this morning though. So if I do get a buck bedded, if I do see a buck and I'm like, hey, I want to go after that thing, I'm going to wait until probably about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and when the wind starts kicking up. And once the wind starts kicking up, then I'm going to go put a stalk on, because I can get real close like that. So, but it's huge country. I don't even know if I could be able to find the place if I had a buck bedded. I don't know. So I just added up the amount of miles I've gone, and I actually went 3 miles today, and yesterday I did 5 miles. So I did, yeah, that's kind of crazy. So I've done 8 miles, and I've seen 24 water jugs, and it looks like, I'm guessing there's a border patrol truck coming my way. So I'm just gonna hang out here and wave him down when he comes by. I heard him go back and forth from my tent last night on their trucks multiple times last night, and I could always tell it was their trucks because it sounds like thunder from a distance away. I thought it was thunder, but it's not. It's just their struts are so blown out that they're just rattling like crazy. So I can definitely tell. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's not a hunter. They're driving way too fast too. Border Patrol, they drive fast, so I can tell they ain't no hunter what's driving by. So I think so far it's just me and this one other guy in this gray Nissan. A bunch of stickers on the back of his tailgate. So hopefully he's doing all right. I think he has a dog with him. I think I only saw one pair of tracks, one dog track and one human footprints, and so I think it's just him and his dog. And if he hiked back to that water hole, that's a hike. I made it closer. I got closer in the driving down the road and jumped out and walked about 1.5 miles towards it. But yeah, 8 miles so far. No deer. All right. Well, we obviously made it back to camp. Having a little bit of chow. I walked a total of, was it 3.8 and then 1, so 4.8 miles. And saw about 4 deer. So that's more than yesterday. That's 4 times as much as yesterday. So yeah, I saw a lot more deer by walking rather than glassing. So I wonder how everybody else is doing. I haven't heard any gunshots. But I just got my Insta lunch right here. Got some chips. Ate another tuna packet, which I'm not getting sick of it yet. So it's still pretty good. And then use the good old jet oil to heat up my noodles, the water for my noodles. Doesn't need much. Doesn't need much, but yeah, I don't feel too bad, honestly. It's flat walking. I'm not going up and down a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of rocks. It's just like flat walking ground, and it's pretty easy to transverse. Can't talk. It's pretty easy to walk. I'm going to recharge, and then I'm going back into the thick stuff, and I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to see if I can't jump something out of there, where I saw that deer yesterday. So, stay tuned. Just found another shed. Pretty cool looking one. Well, we made it. There's only like 1 or 2 deer coming from that way. I'll have to see if there's any other trails, but there's a trail camera, low trail camera. Wow. Alright, I'm gonna go find shade. Okay, so that water hole maybe has 5 different deer. 5, I wouldn't say 10. I would say somewhere in the middle, 5 to 10. Definitely on the 5 side. Thought I heard voices. Could have been a fly.
I've walked 5.6 miles in these sneak tech pads, I guess you would call them, and they've held up pretty good. You know, total mileage on these sneak techs, I think I put them on, I think it's about 20 miles. With the sneak techs, and I'm gonna put them away. My feet don't feel too bad. They're not like killing me, but I can definitely like feel the hurt. Honestly, I think the sneak techs really saved my feet over all the rocks that I've been walking on right now recently. But yeah, they've done great. There's just like a little bit of wear right there so far. That's the only wear that I'm getting on them, and that is like 20 miles with these sneak techs. I love those things. Absolutely love them. I'm so much quieter with them on. But we're just gonna eat some food and rest. That's what we're gonna do.
Opening day. Saw 4 deer so far. I've walked about 8 miles. And I'm going back to where I see all the sign at. Even between here and the water hole, I don't see a whole lot of sign. So it's pretty ridiculous. But I've got like maybe 3 different bucks track. 4. Not a lot of bucks down here. Not a lot of deer down here in general. I mean, I see a decent amount of sign, but it's hard to tell what is what. What is that deer, and if it's a different deer, or if it's the same deer. I don't know. But I've walked some pretty thick, nasty areas that look really good, and I just haven't seen anything. I haven't even heard anything. I don't even see any track. So it's like I know they're not running away from me, and I'm jumping them and not hearing them or seeing them because I'd see their track. So, I don't know. But it is, what time is it? It is 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock on the dot. I'm gonna walk into this thick stuff. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna wait till dark. And then I'm walking out. That's the game plan. Whew. It's not that bad out, weather-wise, just windy. So hopefully you guys can hear all this. That's pretty gnarly. It looks like a freaking jet engine. There's a plane crash a ways away, so it might be part of it, which is crazy. Alright, well, we found an airplane crash, which I've been following as debris for quite a while out there in Cabeza, and I think I found one of the jet engines that fell off of it, and this is where she landed. Check this thing out. Holy moly. Jeez. They sure burned a bunch off of it, didn't they? Wow. That's insane. Not much for up front. What's this say right here? Rescue something? Okay, so I'm still looking around this crash here, and I noticed some writing on here. I don't know how old it is or how new or whatever, but look what it says. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Oh, that is hilarious. That sounds just like a military person to do that. 100%. So that's hilarious. I don't know what that is right there. Looks like a beer bottle. I don't know, but that's definitely a military person who did that. 100%. That's hilarious. Oh, that is an almost completely intact rocket.